And the Oscar goes to Bao.
Pixar's Bao took home Best Animated
Movie
Short
history
last
is being
night.
made with a sweet
Another
film
year,
about a bao
another
dumpling
Oscar for
that
a
comes to
Sheridan
life.
College animation grad.
Well, let's rewind to 2018, the year of Into the Spider-Verse, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Mirai, and so many other animated features. One film got me truly excited. As a huge fan of Pixar, I went to the cinema to watch the premiere of The Incredibles 2. However, much like a delicious dumpling before a hearty meal, the whole theater was served with a bite-sized animated film. This is the art of bao and how it changes the history of Pixar. This 8-minute 3D film is more than just a Pixar appetizer. The film is an unusual love letter towards Asian heritage of an empty nesting Chinese mother in finding a second chance of motherhood when her homemade dumpling comes to life, turning into a weird little dumpling baby. The director and writer Domi Shi and the producer of the project, Becky Neiman Kopp, collaborated in this project which soon became a footprint in Pixar's history. Bao, the title of the film, has multiple meanings in Chinese, which is steamed bun and also precious treasure, which truly aligned with the whole storyline of the film. So, how did it all start? Domi Shi began assembling the film's ingredients as a side project while working as a story writer on the film Inside Out.
I just started drawing, and this I doodled this drawing of this mother like nuzzling her little baby dumpling boy to death, and I think that was the first image. And I kind of built the story from there, kind of infusing kind of my own experience, you know, being that overprotective, coddled little dumpling to my mom and dad, and it kind of just formed into the story. But I really just wanted to. Yeah, just to do this like magical food fairy tale with a really like shocking ending.
Domi Shi wanted to experiment with the idea of being so deeply in love with someone that you never want to let them go. This leads us to the primary character, the mother. Domi Shi stated that the design of the mom was actually inspired by powerful female figure in her life, particularly her mother. With the story taking place in Chinatown, Toronto, the design concept originated with a mother where the entire plot revolves around her point of view. One of the most difficult aspects of producing the film was incorporating the art of dumpling making into the animation. The food effects itself took them nearly 2 months to completely generate it, but they knew they had to confront the obstacles since the cooking scenes are crucial in enhancing the elements of surprise when the dumpling comes to life. Speaking of food, the cooking scene had to be appealing, which brings us to Ningxia Zhong, aka the cultural consultant of the film, and also Domi's mom. Having the assist from Domi's mom, they managed to experience the whole entire process of making the dumpling, making the scene as authentic from the heart. The film also has zero dialogue, but why? Domi stated that even though the story revolves around Asian heritage, she needs to ensure that the story can be delivered universally. This is truly the key of bao storytelling, as everyone who watched it managed to cry a river without even hearing a word from the characters. But how exactly did bao change the Pixar's history? Well, besides from winning the Best Animated Short Film category at the 91st Academy Award, bao became the first ever film to be fully directed by a woman in Pixar's history. You might be asking, why exactly is this a huge deal? Well, Pixar's have a reputation of it being a notorious boys club, but not really in a good way. Being dominated by men, white men for that matter, Pixar and the animation industry have always been criticized for shutting women and people of color out of the top position. It took them nearly 31 years to finally have an independent film director on board. This ended up becoming a new footprint for the company as more action is being taken towards creating an inclusive workplace. Alongside this, Pixar created the Spotshot program to provide more leadership opportunities for women and people of color throughout the company. This program paves the way for more different stories to be shared with the world, as well as acquiring more diverse and inclusive perspective behind the camera. Ultimately, bao is a great example of discovering and unlocking the potential of individual artists and their inventive filmmaking approach. Having bao as an Oscar winner, I believe that the more we unapologetically showcase films like bao, the more we get to transition the diversity and inclusivity of cultural acceptance onto the big theatre. That's all from me. I'm Firdaus. Have a nice day.